looking at what is leadership, it's nothing more and nothing less than influence. So when we're thinking about empowering the next generation of leaders through sports, right away it comes to me. How are we using influence as our students are growing and going to another level? Now I done got happy, so let's go to work. So let's start with that. Greatly appreciate you and taking the time out. Dr. E, I have to sing your roses. I think about when you brought this opportunity to me a few months ago. We were just meeting, right? We were just meeting, and you had this great vision, and I really believe in it. I'm a biblical guy, and it says, "Man perish, mankind in that sense for lack of vision," right? So the vision that you have to really help students become college bound is incredible. I really believe in that for sure. So again, I wanted to make sure I addressed that with you. To the youth, the teams, the parents, the coaches, everyone on here, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you all for hopping on. It means a lot to me and obviously to Dr. E and her vision. So I got a lot to say in very little time. So let's get to work. I'm going to treat my few minutes of fame like my last relationship. It won't be long. Silly introduction just to get us started and going. So, what is leadership? I think that's the main question. That's one of those topics that I think we would probably study for into the end of time. That's probably one of those things that, we will always be looking at. I think that's something that we'll always study, whether it's in a political party, whether it's in professional sports, whether it's in personal life. I try to do the PPP, right? Alliteration, political, professional, personal. But what it does is it gives us a sense of understanding. So what is it? What is it? Well, um, I guess I'll try to put it in a nutshell, stealing from John C. Maxwell, who we look at as the leadership guru. It is nothing more and nothing less than influence. Yep. So when we're looking at what is leadership, it's nothing more and nothing less than influence. So when we're thinking about empowering the next generation of leaders through sports, right away it comes to me. How are we using influence as our students are growing and going to another level? Now I done got happy, so let's go to work. So let's start with that, right? A leader, watch this, is someone that influences people, influence word, to buy into their vision. I'll say that again. A leader is someone that influences people to buy into their vision. hmm hmm So when you take that into consideration, right, when we think about a leader, their influential role, it always starts with their self. Ooh, it starts with self. Let's go to work. When should you start working on yourself? Uh, Yesterday. If you're just not working on yourself, you're late. But there is still a place for you. You should work on yourself. And ultimately, I've seen on many occasions that part being neglected. That part being neglected. We neglect this because it's oftentimes the hard work. It's not the fun stuff. It's not the fun stuff because that's when you have to really go internal. Jim Rohn said, very seldom does your personal or professional growth outrun your personal growth. My boy Sir always says, everyone wants to level up, few people want to layer down. Yep. Everybody wants to level up professional success. And I don't knock professional success by no means. David Moss kind of mentioned some of my professional accomplishments. However, that is all on the back end of my personal development. Because the reality is, and I'm glad that you all are listening and watching this. The reality is you're going to get exposed. Here's the why behind it. You will get exposed. I know Dr. E and I were talking offline a few weeks ago. You're going to get exposed to the elements. So whenever your professional growth outruns your personal growth, whatever those elements are, You will get exposed to it. I did an exercise a few weeks ago with a group of young men, and I asked them, I said, "Hey, can everyone please close your eyes?" So everyone close their eyes. I'm actually going to ask you all to do it. That's tending here. Close your eyes. Okay, I'm watching. Okay, I see a few people we need to wait. Okay. Yeah, the group eyes are closed. Okay, I'm watching. Nobody playing around, nobody joking, nobody doing anything. Okay, eyes are closed. I want you to envision this. There's this beautiful home. The beautiful home. Yep, it's in North Carolina. It sits on the beach. Yep, this house is on the beach. It's worth a few $1 million. Okay. How many rooms do you believe the house have? I want you to think about this. Envision it. Thank you for buying into this with me, everyone. Okay. Okay. All right, open your eyes. Okay. What do you believe the individuals in the house are doing? Okay. So some people think they're sitting in the living room, got it. Outside playing on the deck. I heard someone else say that. Okay. They just talking, playing around. Okay, I got it. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna show this next picture. This next picture, I want you to at least envision this next picture. Well, here it is. So that next picture, I clicked with the young man. I'm fake clicking with you all, but watch this. That picture or that house was actually turned upside down because of the storms. It was so close to the shore that the elements exposed it. It wasn't built on the solid ground. So professionally or visibly, or we thought it was just so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Multi-million-dollar house on the beach, on the sand in North Carolina, right? So from an aesthetic perspective, it's gorgeous. But the reality is it was laying on its side because its foundation was off. So as I'm thinking about empowering young students to go to the next level, when we start thinking about empowering them through sports, I need you to work on yourself and not just the aesthetics, not just your sports, not just the things that have a good appearance, because the reality is you will be exposed. You will be exposed. So I guess we have to talk about this. How do you work on yourself? I'm glad you asked. The how is what really matters. The how, the how, the how. I don't want to just give you theory. Theoretical, right? Principles, concepts, but no application. What Dr. E didn't mention in this, or David Moss didn't mention is I'm actually pursuing my doctorate degree, and thank you, but not so much for the applause. I'm pursuing my doctorate degree, and there are typically two different types of degrees. You have a professional doctorate, and you have a research doctorate, more PhD bound. And people always ask me, well, why didn't I go PhD and why did I choose practitioner base? Well, the reason for me personally is because I like to be able to be a practitioner, to be able to apply. So the how I'm about to give you all is what you can do to apply. Say apply. No, I say it like you mean it. Say apply. There it is. There it is. Okay. So watch this. A way that you can work on yourself. Remember, the first piece of this is self. Do this thing called 360 feedback. 360 feedback. If this is your first time hearing it, I think you will love it. If not, if you've heard this at the risk of being redundant, go do it again because I'm sure you're in a different season of your life from the first time you've done it. 360 feedback. This is when you have individuals give you a holistic view of who you are. So I want you to go to the individuals that are older or over you. So this may be your parents, this may be relatives, coaches, educators, and ask them, what areas can I grow in? This may be your guardian. I don't know. So I don't want to assume that everyone they're living with their parents. Some people may be getting this on their own, right? And then I'm cognizant of that. But I want you all to be able to think about that. Ask them, what are my blind spots? What do I do well? How can I grow? How can I enhance the strengths that I have? Yeah, the people that are over you. But then I want you all to go to the individuals that are eye level with you. These may be your peers, your friends, your teammates. your classmates, go to them and ask them the same questions. What areas do you see that I should grow in? What areas am I lacking? Um, what do I need to do? This is important because they're going to give you a certain level of perspective, and then the individuals that are under you. Maybe your siblings, maybe you have a little brother, a little sister, little cousins, nieces, nephew. Ask them. Now, I remember doing this exercise. This was funny. I did this exercise before, and the individuals that I led or had influence over, they thought I was the best leader in the world. I mean, they like, man, listen, they called me Coach Mike. Everybody called me Coach Mike. Coach Mike, Coach Mike. Man, you cast vision, you strategic, you get people to buy in, you influential. I mean, they sung my roses, I promise you. And I almost fell for it. Then I realized, I said, well, I'm their leader. So yeah, that's probably how they view me. But what about some individuals who are eye level with me? How do they view me? Okay, so then I went to my colleagues, my peers in the professional setting. I went to them, and then they start showing me and telling me things that I didn't see in myself. I said, "Oh, okay." Okay. Oftentimes I go off script. Well, I go off script, I'm ad-libbing. They're like, Mike, when you're facilitating or when you're leading people, sometimes I need you to stay within this framework. I didn't see that. That's why 360 feedback is so important. And then individuals over me gave me a lot of game. They said, hey, Mike, this is areas you need to grow. But the reason this is so important because it's all about growth, and you don't have to look at me. You don't have to receive everything they say. I'm very cognizant of that. So some things they shared that I agreed with, some they didn't. So I don't personalize all feedback. And really, I don't like to use the term feedback. I learned this in one of my leadership development courses. Really, it's about feed forward. So how do I take the information that was given to me and move forward with it? That's all it's about. It's about feed forward. So you want to be able to look at your strengths. You want to be able to look at your weaknesses. Um, If it's a character flaw, I'm very clear on this. Work on your weakness. But um, if it's a professional flaw, get a good group of people around you, which leads me to my second S. The first one is self. The second one is squad. I really want you to work on your squad through yourself. Yep, you want to work on the squad piece of it after yourself. That's very important to me. Um, you'll be the average of the five people you spend the most time with. I mean, you probably heard it like this: if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Yep. Because those individuals, the people around us, specifically the ones who have inclusivity to us, they are giving us deposits. They're depositing into our life. So it's very important that we are cognizant and aware of the individuals that are around us. Yep. We got to make sure that we're assessing them because we spend so much time with them. Yeah, so we have to, be able to develop the individuals around us, or at least have individuals around us that help develop us, that hold our ladder. It's very important. We can't be great at everything. Yep, we can't be great at everything. So we got to be at a place and space where we're asking individuals, um, how do we complement each other? Because you want people that complete you, not compete with you. I'll say that again. You want individuals that complete you, not compete with you. You want individuals that fill in your blind spots. You want individuals that can help you do the things that you can't do. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. Yep, fast because you're not dealing with people. It's just you. It's just you. And the hard part, typically in leadership, is when we're working and serving with others. Yep, when we're working and serving with others. So we got to get to that space. We got to get to that space. So how do you do it? Once we, did the first part within ourselves, we've been able to examine our weaknesses. We've been able to examine the areas that we need to grow in. Now we're able to look at, okay, what am I good at? What am I not good at? And how do I complement it? So we need to develop a squad. Like I said, the how piece of this is who's on your personal board. Who's on your personal board? Who can hold you accountable that's not hating on you? Because I do this professional speaking thing, I get opportunities to travel and speak to individuals all over. And what's unique about getting a chance to speak, I call individuals that are my personal board, letting them know where I am. Hey, listen, I'm be in a hotel. I'm be doing this at this time. Sometimes I need people to just pray for me. Sometimes I need individuals to see what I don't see. Who's on my team? I can't do everything. I can't be the person making phone calls, creating a slide deck, do the market. Nah, I have, and I do it sometimes. Sometimes the job just got to get done. Sometimes you got to play big, and I'm okay with that. But there are times when, okay, I can't be the marketing strategist. I can't be the salesman. I can't be the person creating the content. I can't be the person that's getting the contracts. I can't be like, it's just too much. It's too much. Just look at me, just say, "It's too much, it's too much." Yep, it's too I see you. Yep, it's too much. Gee, trying to do everything alone is just too much. Sometimes we just need people that are on us, that's just with us. Yep. I'm doing some executive coaching with a high level executive right now, and we're going through a great book together called "Great CEOs Are Lazy." I bet you never heard that before. It's a book. Yep, great CEOs are lazy, and not lazy in the sense of they just sit on the couch, eat potato chips, and watch movies 24/7. No, no, not that type of lazy. But they're very aware of their time and what they can't do, or what only they can do, they do. What they can't do, they delegate, or what they can delegate, they delegate. Right. So they're looking at their teams, the people that's around them, and saying, okay, what are my main priorities that only I can do, and how do I delegate everything else? I heard the rule of thumb is if someone can do something 70% as good as you, delegate it. So you all that wants to go to another level in athletics, right? Get a team around you that can help you. Get a squad around you that's on the same mission as you. That's going to be very important because if you're trying to do it alone, it's harder. It's harder doing things alone. Yeah, it's hard doing things alone. So you want to work on yourself. Secondly, you want a squad that's on what you want. Third piece is society. Ooh, here it is. Here it is. After you work on yourself, after you have your squad, society gives you the larger influence. We call this, and you only do this after the first two. The squad, I didn't mention this before, is your nucleus. These are your core. The society really, you're not going to be as intimate with them, but it gives you a multiplication. Say multiplication. No, no, no. Say it like you mean it. Society gives you a multiplication factor. It enhances what you've already done. So once you did the hard work on yourself, once you got your squad together, society multiplies it. It gives you a larger than life influence. hmm Right now, my group that I oversee back at the university, um, right now what I'm working on with them is my squad. I'm spending the most amount of my time with my squad because they need to get my heart. Because if they get my heart, I can get their hands and their head. If they get my heart, this I try to have a servant's heart, serving people, loving people, um, community service, doing those type of things. It means something to me. So I really believe if they get my heart in them, I'll get their hands in their head. And when I say head, your strategies, your hands, the hard work, the laborers, but they got to know who I am first. And why am I the way I am? Why does being boldly prepared for life after sports mean so much to me? You remember Mr. Moss mentioned that I wrote a book titled Dreams to Purpose. Well, really, that book is talking about my traumas and in my experiences in life, but really my life after sports. Dreams to what? Purpose. So I'm big on then okay, get my heart. And then going back to the society, now it multiplies. So once my nucleus, my core group, my squad, once they're taken care of, they'll oversee the masses to a degree. They'll oversee my six will oversee 30, then the 30 will oversee 500. So now I would have been able to influence or lead 500, not because Michael Hollins is so smart, Nope. 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 It's because I worked on myself, developed the squad, then the society. It elevates the movement. It elevates the movement. So you gotta be very strategic on who's your squad because they're the individuals that's gonna go speak your message. Jesus, just from a practical perspective, I don't know where individuals' faith is, and I'm not trying to move anyone towards anywhere, but very pragmatically, Jesus started with one disciple. His name was Peter, and that's the same gospel that we're teaching, preaching, and listening to now. hmm So what you do is how, right? I'm big on the how. Let's be very pragmatic. You go to your point people that elevates your voice. If you want to influence a society, we need to get to the point individuals that elevate our voice. Oh my goodness, I don't like the way y'all looking at me. Okay, okay, okay. I told you before, I can't do everything. I can't. So I had to identify this is what I want you all to do. This is your homework. Identify the people that can elevate your voice. Yeah. A sponsor is what we like to call it. But what they do is they go in the room when you're not there and they tell individuals about who you are and what you're doing. They elevated the room, they elevated the space. In you all's specific season of life, as we're empowering the next generation through sport.
If you're a student athlete or a parent of a student athlete and you're only focused on the game, you are already behind. I was that student athlete. I was focused way too much on practice and I missed so many opportunities outside of the game. Nobody taught me how to really be disciplined, not just on the field, but definitely off the field, learning how to balance my academics and prepare for life after the sport. But when to lead myself, everything changed. I became the champion in life and not just in competition. I became such a champion in the classroom, they now call me Dr. Afua Ampadu. And that is why I am creating a free Next Gen Student Athlete webinar. I am giving you the 5 keys every student athlete needs in order to make sure that they are succeeding in school, in life, and beyond the game. Click the link below, watch the free webinar, and take the first step to becoming a Next Gen student leader. See you in the webinar.
The right things. You don't want them just saying anything that's not relevant to your realization of where you're trying to go. So the first part I need you to do is work on yourself. Secondly, I need you to work on your squad. Kanye said, "Ain't nobody messing with my clique." Right, all right. I'm a little older than y'all. Kanye was old Kanye. Old Kanye with soul college dropout, from Chicago, a lot of soul music. Okay, I don't like the way y'all looking at me, so whatever. But it was a lot of soul food, right? So his squad. So okay, society, here it is. Y'all silly. Y'all laughing, playing around. Thank you for paying attention. Yourself, your squad, your society, and the final piece to this is systems. When do you do this? You do this once it's tested, once it's proven, because systems allow things to flow on autopilot. Yeah, systems allow for things to flow on autopilot. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all something that I learned. A neuroscientist, a few months ago, I was facilitating a workshop, and a neuroscientist who was actually the keynote speaker, he killed the game too, man. Dude was incredible. He said your brain can only be in learner mode for 4 hours out of a day, so you can only process so much information. And those other moments is when your brain is in performance mode, right? So learner mode versus performance mode. Learner mode, you're processing information 4 hours, you can do it maximum. Um, and then performance mode. Okay. So when you're in those circumstances, watch this. Systems allow for you to perform better. So you don't have to think and break everything down. What systems do you have in your life that will help you be on autopilot? Now we have to be cognizant of systems because there are systems that can have implicit biases behind them. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so let me make this make sense. So neuroscientists discuss that our brains like to run on autopilot. We don't like to think. So, for example, um, right now I'm performing. I am not thinking, I'm not processing as much. I already did the processing when I wrote my notes and studied all of this. I'm performing. My brain wants to take shortcuts. So when we look at implicit biases, I want to be able to say all black people do this, all white people do this, all Asian, whatever it is, right? You name it. We don't want to be intentional and selective about it because our brain has to process more. So we like to take the mental shortcuts. Systems allow for us to take shortcuts, which are good. Like every day, you don't think about the route that you go home. You just go the route. It's just your habits. But if we don't have the proper habits, it can impact us in a negative way. But if we do have the proper habits, it can enhance us in a positive way. So it's very important that we do this. Um, so as you all are looking at growing through sports and enhancing and being empowered in leadership through sports, look at your systems that's there for you. Yeah. How do you do this is look at org charts. That's one of the beautiful things about org charts. Org charts allow a process, a system. You don't just go to the CEO. I'm still learning that. Sometimes I still cut the line, but okay, y'all silly. You don't just so the org chart allows for a hierarchical structure. Yep, it allows for a hierarchical structure to help people policies. You put policies in, you put procedures in. I'll give you an example. There was someone that wanted to work with our team recently, and I had them talk to the assistant. And I wasn't doing that from a power place. I was doing that because my time. Remember, I talked about before. There are certain things I just don't have the time to do. If everything is important, then nothing is. So I have to prioritize my time. My time is more important than money to me. So when they wanted to talk to me, I had them talk to my assistant. And what's funny, he came back to me and was just like, "Yeah, they don't even know what they want." Now think about this. Imagine if I would have gotten on the call with that person, I would have been probably very angry because I would have felt as if they wasted my time. But then two, they didn't know what they wanted. So now my time is wasted. Now you can't help someone get something that they don't even know what they want. So he was able to take that off my plate. It gave him great experience. And what's funny is right after that we spoke to a retired NFL player who does some stuff, and he was in on that call. He was in on both calls actually, but he was in on that final call too. And I asked him. I always ask the questions, right? Don't have the right answer. You always want the right question, leaders. So I said, what were your thoughts, or tell me the difference between the two calls? And he said, you know what, Coach Mike? The first person had no clue what they wanted. The second person was extremely intentional and they knew how they were going to get it done. That's why systems are so important. So, you all, as you're building your influence, you're in a perfect season right now. I mean, this season couldn't be any better because you are twofold depending on where you are. Some of you are taking off, right? In the plane, you're taking off, you're ascending. Then some individuals are descending. My juniors, my seniors. Yeah, some of you are descending, meaning, watch this, you're coming down because you're coming out of the season of high school and you're looking to start making decisions. But then there's going to be another ascension process and then descension. I want you all to look at ascension versus descension leadership because ultimately, sometimes when people struggle with that, when they soar, when they ascend so high, and then they got to come down again. But you all have a head start because you have individuals like Dr. E who is bringing in presenters, facilitators, different leaders to help you all um, grow to another level. But then Mr. Moss, man, I'm telling you, to sit there and read someone's biography the way he did in such an impactful way is very it doesn't go lightly. So thank you. You gave me your attention. I'm right on time. I got 30 minutes. They gave me 30, and I see I just hit our time break. So, Dr. E, thank you so much. David Moss, I greatly appreciate you. The group, the listeners, thank you. Hopefully this was relevant to you all's journey, and if there are ways I can add value to you, I'm here for you. So thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hollins. That was so amazing, so impactful. And I knew inviting you to the conference was going to be amazing because I knew you were going to be able to add in that impact for those student athletes. And of course, you can catch him at Kent State University. Also, if you add your information in the chat, I can also share that with the group on how they can contact you and find you.
Certainly. I think the easiest wherever they are, meet them where they are. I know
Right.
they
Yeah.
all on Instagram,
They're all on
right?
Instagram and TikTok.
Coach Mike underscore Hollins. Perfect.
But you
Any
should have a
questions?
LinkedIn account, you guys. So
Yeah, for sure. That's yeah, LinkedIn. I don't want y'all to think I'm just out here hanging out. Okay, any questions for me?
yes, let me see. Let me take a look. One. One question is, how did you ended up being a motivational speaker? It said that inside your bio, and how did you go from athlete administrator to now, I mean, you're still administrator, but why did you step into
Hmm.
motivational speaking?
It's a good question. Very good question. So people helped me along the way, right? And I mean, to be honest with you, I made God one promise. I'm still trying to live out that one promise, which was you can trust me with your people. So I just want to help people. Just want to help people. Just want to serve. Just want to love people. Meet them where they are. People spoke life into me, right? You see all the accolades now. That's all on the back end of it. People treat you where they meet you. So now, if you meet me here, you see all that type of stuff. I can hide behind that, but that's fake. The real, the real piece of this is when I didn't feel confident, right? When I wasn't as competent as I am now, um, it was a whole different person. So now I just want to share that message. And here's the catch: I've been blessed to do it in front of a lot of people. When my wife and I, we were laughing yesterday. We were coming back from somewhere, and I remember speaking where no one showed up. Literally, what you do in the dark will always shine in the light. That's why I say you will get exposed. Um, when I say and I spoke in a shop as if there were 100,000 people there, and there were none. It was me and my boy. And I'm talking about none. Nobody in the seats, no field, stadium, none of that type of stuff. And that might have been the best presentation I've ever given. And then final piece, I didn't share this. So my dad died when I was 18, my second week of college. And when my dad died, I spoke at his funeral. That's the real piece behind it. And a gentleman came to me afterwards who we can almost say he derailed off life, rough life in the streets. He came to me and was just like, "Hey man, Mike, I felt that." And when he told me that, I felt like, oh yeah, I got something. I don't know what it is. And back then, I mean, I think I'm a little charismatic now, but then I was real crazy. So I'm like, oh, you felt that? Wait till I get some sense. That's kind of my path here.
I love that. Were you always a good writer?
No, I don't even think I'm a good writer now.
You
No.
just said that you were an
Uh,
author, so what encouraged you to write a book? That was one other question in the chat.
that's good. So what encouraged me to write a book? I just want to get my story out. Really, it was therapeutic. The first book was more therapeutic. The second book, I'm actually working on two books right now. The second book I'm working on is more strategy based. The third book would be will kind of fall in line with my dissertation. So it will be more so about the person that's in a role like mine. I would just publish that. But no, I really wasn't a good writer. Again, I come from a trauma filled background. Because of that, I mean, public school and average grades growing, really not good grades growing up. But the point I'm making behind this is um my squad, right? I keep smarter people around me. I keep smarter people around me. So I don't you don't have to be the best at everything. My job is to generate the idea, and then I have a team around me who make it happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I do. The highest
Yeah.
level of currency is imagination,
Yeah.
right? That's the highest form of currency. Why do I say that? Y'all are listening to me based on my thoughts. Think about how crazy that is. I get paid to think.
Right.
And yep, so um, the lowest form of currency compensation is when you do stuff with your body. It's the lowest form of currency. It's a duration. A healthy person is going to do it for so long. So people who are work, it's just a matter of time until it stop working. But you got Doc.
I
I got
love
time for a couple more.
Okay. The next one is, hold on. Um, is it hard to keep college student athletes motivated past the field?
Yep. Is it hard to keep college student athletes motivated outside the field? Be honest with you, that's the easiest part for me
Mm.
because I don't work with them on the field.
Ah!
So I don't have to, like, when they come around me, they don't have to perform. Like, I'm not looking at their tape. Now, some of them ask me to, watch their film with them, but yeah, I'm not judging them. I'm not in control of their playing time.
Right,
So when they come to me, they just a human. So they tell me the good, the bad, and different. They tell me what they like about the season, what they don't like. What I like about my coach, what I don't like about my coach. So I get to know them outside of it. I get to know the human. I get to know what make them sad. I get to know what make them happy. I get to know their fears. I get to know what they really think because when they go perform, they don't have that I don't know, safe space. I mean, college athletes they're more like professionals now. So, yeah, it's not hard to keep them motivated because I don't not tell them like I don't care what you do on the field. I care about you. I don't care what you do in the gym. I don't that doesn't to be honest with you, don't mean nothing to me. My what makes me happy is when I know a kid, grandparent or parent or something traumatic just happened in their life and then they go perform. And I'm like, oh, that's grit.
mm,
I'm like, oh, that's grind. When
yeah,
I know you just went through something and you back performing. Yeah. Yeah. And I really want them to work on that stuff too, though. I don't want them to never go through the grieving process.
right.
But yeah, that's what's elite to me.
That's amazing. I absolutely love that response. We definitely see it all the time. And a lot of times at the end of the day, they still expect you to perform. But to
Yeah.
perform well, that's different. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people, they use it as an excuse so they don't have to work as hard.
Yeah. And so to your point though, Dr. E, like here's the reality of this. And I'm about to I got a summit. I'm on a panel this upcoming week.
Mhm.
I think Wednesday. There's something similar, very similar to this. And that's what I'm gonna talk to them about. Like here's the is valid what they're going through is really valid.
Mhm.
I remember Jim Ross said, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Things aren't expensive, you just can't afford it." Right? Um,
Exactly.
I know it's funny, but the reality is, it's like it's all in how you manage it.
Right.
It's all in how you manage it and have the right people around you. So that's very important to me. What we
Yeah.
got? I got a couple. Where we at? I see time.
Uh, One more. It says, how long did it take you to break into your industry for your major? So you are at your sports management leadership
Yeah, yep,
major.
sports leadership.
How
Hmm.
long did it take you to actually break into the industry after graduating?
I don't have. I wouldn't tell people go my route. Um, my route is very unorthodox. Go your route, whatever your route is for you. The way I started, I graduated college, exercise science was undergrad. Went to go work middle schools, high school, then opportunity opened up at my alma mater at a different university, John Carroll. Um, I got my master's in sports leadership. But what I did know is you gotta strike while the iron is hot. So I knew I had some eyes on me, and I had built a reputable brand, and there was an opportunity. Obviously, I can't, and so I was aware of that. I was aware that it was an opportunity. Um, but I don't know. I don't have the traditional story. I didn't want that. I never wanted to do this. Like, some people, this is what they want to do. So I can see it being a little, that they may chart their path differently than me. You got people to get in my roles, they move all over the country. And I'm not against that, like, whatever. But right, like, so I look at it more from a perspective of this is a calling, and that my steps were ordered for me.
Right.
So I'm not so caught up in this is the pathway to get, like, just keep growing. What skills do you need to develop? Again, I work hard on myself. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question, you think?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I did answer the question. Well, we really appreciate you. And the
Yeah.
time that you decide, this time you've given to us, I mean, we really appreciate you. I mean, absolutely speechless on what you was able to give to these amazing student athletes. Um, and definitely you guys see where to contact him if you guys ever need anything, or just take the easy route and just go to Kent State. I loved it. I went to Kent State. I'm an alum.
Well,
So
yeah.
I'm a little biased, but definitely continue to challenge yourself. Student athletes, no matter what, and know that we have your back and we're in your corner. You're not in this alone. But definitely thank you for empowering the next generation of student athletes.
Thank you very much, and go Flashes. No, I'm just kidding. See ya.
Yes, go Flash.
That's Kent State. That's why. Come. We want you. We need you. See ya. Bye.
See you. Thank you. Bye. Hey, you guys. We really hope you enjoyed that last episode.
And if you're really ready to keep transforming, go ahead and jump into that next lab episode. The one right here. Down here, the link right here.
It's probably over here.
Or there, or here. Link, click. Go ahead. You got it.